Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to LGE for LFR's Tuesdays Limitless 2. And we're just waiting to get underway. I'm not sure if we've got an issue going on. Maybe I might hear so in my ear. I've got the privilege of that this evening. We do only have 14 drivers tonight, unfortunately. So we're just going to wait to get started. The championship leader, Judge Santi, in the house, is not with us tonight. Of course, we had the reserve of weight seat winning last time out. As my phone goes off, just bear me a second. Have we... I can't see anything. Ah, there we go. And Phoenix said loading, yeah. So unfortunately, we've only got 14 drivers. Some drivers weren't able to get into the session. I think we're still having some issues with crossplay, unfortunately, but hopefully we will have a good race. So as I said, Judge Santi is our championship leader as it stands. He isn't here tonight, nor is his teammate. The two Ferraris last time out were very strong, Golden Soldier and Majestic Jacob. And we'll hopefully see them have a strong outing once again. Phoenix has gone back to his original name of Phoenix. It was Steel last week, and he's now changed that to what we remember. We've got Davis in the Williams, new full-time driver that did a trial today, and all is well and good with him. So he's able to join us for round 2 for his first race of the season. We've got Flea back. He wasn't here last week for the first race, but he's here this week in the Mercedes with the Unsainted, who unfortunately isn't able to turn up this week. As we say that, Lee is just leaving the pit lane. Niogri out of the garage in that Red Bull. Got the McLaren just going past him there. I don't think we have to worry about any traffic though, however, as we're just starting the session. So it's a bit more of a compact grid tonight, but we do usually get some really good racing around Bahrain as we get started. If you're new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe to us. Keep seeing racing action 4 days a week now, with Road to Glory on a Monday night with me. As well, of course, we'll have Limitless 1 tomorrow night. We've got pretty much all drivers out on the track. I'm assuming, I'll be told this now, it's a dry race as it's Bahrain. 99% of the time it's going to be dry. Yeah, it's dry. So, we've got Aleki on his first flying lap as we see the Mexican coming down into turn 1. He actually rides the curve of turn 1 a little bit there as he now goes through turn 2 and up the hill towards turn 4 as we go through the kink of turn 3 a few meters ago. And he gets on the power maybe a bit too soon as the back end did kick out. Of course, he's going to set the benchmark first sector time. As we've got Niogri on his flying lap, the Aston Martin of Phoenix as well has just started a lap also, and I think Flea has also just started a lap as well. So through turn 10 comes Aleki, and as we know, turn 10 is a very difficult corner to master, especially on the exit. We've already got a yellow flag in the final sector. I think that's the driver just waiting to start his lap. He's still on board with the Alpine as he comes through the treacherous turn 12 and into turn 13. Very important to get a good exit here. Down the back straight towards the final 2 corners of 14 and 15. Which really is 1 corner, but if you do get it wrong, it definitely feels more like 2 corners than 1, but he did get that A-OK. So we'll see what he does across the line at 130.347. We've got Tommy next to cross the line, and then Phoenix after him, I think. And Tommy takes provisional pole with a 1:29.185. Phoenix next to cross the line. We've got a yellow flag. It turned 12. With a 1:31.1 for Phoenix. We've got Yo-Yo in the AlphaTauri. Next up to complete his final lap. It's a 1:31.1 as well. Let's see what Flea does across the line. Third fastest with a 1:30.6. And right, slap bang in the middle of that group. Like Oh My God High goes second fastest. Quite close between Alaki and Like Oh My God High at the moment. Majestic Jacob goes second fastest with a 1:29.5. Who have we just had? Big Hairy Jock with a 1:30.2. Electric Envy takes provisional pole with a 1:29 dead. Waiting for the next line. It would be the MJW, but he has invalidated his lap time as well as Nyogri. As Prior Thib is on a lap. He has got a bit of traffic ahead of him. Not sure who that was exactly. I think it was Yo-Yo, it was. As you've seen, Nyogri go straight on. It turned 10, locked up. Almost went into the wall, luckily got away with that one. So back to Prior Thib, says he's taken purple in Sector 2. We had a reserve, of course, last week win. If that was Waitsy, and Prior Thib back as a reserve tonight in the Williams, and we'll see what he can do for the team. He comes up to the timing beacon now, goes third with a 1:29.4. So the top four are very competitive at the moment. We've got Davis, I think, just about to start another flying lap. We've got a yellow flag at turn 4. See the MJW coming around turn 13. We'll see what he does into the final 2 corners. He does actually back out of it. He runs out of fuel actually, so he still hasn't been able to settle lap. Luckily he runs out of fuel just at the end of that lap, so we'll keep an eye on the debutant Davis in that Williams, the 96 Williams. Good year for them, 1996. Damon Hill winning the World Championship. As we've seen down into turn 11, we've got a lot of the drivers in the pits now with just over 10 minutes to go in the session. Phoenix just coming out on an out lap. There's a AlphaTauri facing the wrong way. I think he's just been able to stay out of Davis's way there. As he's only got 2 corners to negotiate now. Takes a lot of entry curve to open up that final 2 corners as he comes across the line. What time is he going to set? It looks like it's going to be pretty competitive. It is. He goes third place with a 1:29.297. So the top 3 separated by just over 0.2 of a second. We've got a bit of a gap behind them. We've got Nyogri round at the final corner. Golden Soldier in that one-off livery, not so one-off for the F1 game, fortunately. It's quite a nice livery, but we've still got it for a little bit longer. Not sure how much longer it is. We'll see how long it's taken Golden Soldiers to complete Sector 1. 28.6, says he's gone purple in Sector 1. Comes down to the turn 8 hairpin through the complex middle part of Sector 2 and down towards turn 9 and 10. Just see who's coming up to the finish line. Flea has invalidated his lap time. Looks like he's about to go again. He's got Phoenix just behind him, looking like he's going to set himself a new lap time. No, he's going to go again on another lap. He obviously made a mistake on that one. Golden Soldier looks like it's gone purple in Sector 2 as well. But of course, the game can sometimes lie to us about that as we see him come around the final 2 corners. He's going to set, he's going to go on to provisional pole. It's so close between the top 2. It's hundreds of seconds. It's about 32 hundredths of a second between Golden Soldier and Electric Envy. So we've got Flea on another lap, potentially a little out of sync with other drivers now. That top 4 looking very, very close at the moment. As Lee is now spun at turn 13. Lovely pirouette, Lee. Himself facing in the right direction. As we see CDMJW into turns 1 and 2, and then through the kink to turn 3, and then we climb up the hill to turn 4. Doesn't look that steep, but apparently it is, as he comes through turn 4 and hits the first sector timing beacon of the lap. He has got a yellow flag just ahead of him. Doesn't look like it's going to cause him any problems, however, as he comes through turn 6 and 7 and down to turn 8. Gets a bit of a wiggle on that rear end as the Red Bull gets nicely out the way for the Alfa Romeo driver as he takes turn 10 beautifully, uses the inside curb just the right amount as well as the outside curb as he now makes his way down the back straight with DRS wide open as he hits the brakes at around the 50-metre board. For turn 11, he's now round at turn 11 and he's not going to be able to set another lap. However, Electric Envy, as I'm already starting to lose my voice, that's not good, 128.929 for him and he's on provisional pole. Phoenix, however, is out in qualifying now. Sorry. So we've still had 2 drivers yet to set a lap. We've got yellow flags up on the screen at the moment, which Prior Thib takes provisional pole away from Electric Envy. So the track is definitely ramping up. It's definitely getting a lot quicker. There's Aleki. He's trying to set his next attempt. See if this is any better. It looks like it's going to be better. It is. He goes to 7th with a 129.6. But Prior really has pulled out the back there with a hell of a lap. As we've just seen Yo-Yo cross the line, go into P9 for the 129.9. We've seen Electric Envy just make his way into the pits. He'll have enough time to get back out for another lap. On board with Nyogri coming through turn 12 in the Red Bull. Taking it rather cautiously. As we're having a comment from someone saying, I taught, like, oh my god, hi, how to race. As Nyogri comes across the line, goes 11th with a 130 dead. So we've got some drivers out on their outlaps. Like, oh my god, a high is on an outlap. Majestic Jacob is just pulling into the pit lane. Golden Soldier, I think he's just about to start a lap. We've still got a few minutes in the session. The track might get a bit grippier towards the end. The track temperature will be dropping, so of course, so bear that one in mind as we go further into the night. Just on board with Golden Soldier, just going up towards turn 4 now. Looks like he's up by just over a tenth in sector 1, and I think most of the time that is going to be gained in qualifying is in this second sector as he goes right on to the outside curb at turn 8 and through the kink of 9 and then into the full corner of 10, which is one of the hardest corners on the F1 calendar as we come down the back straight. As he has got DRS wide open, get up to about 195 miles an hour when we hit the brakes. Around turn 11 and then turn 12, which is quite comfortably flat. Just got to get the right line really rather right as he's further up on his time. It looks like he might be able to sneak onto the front row. I don't think it's enough to take provisional pole. He's a provisional pole sitter at the moment. He's on his outlap for the final time. As he comes across the line, gets into the 128, but he doesn't move up the timing sheet. His time was improved, but not enough to move himself up the board. As we've got CDMJW now on an outlap. There's a few drivers left in the pit lane who need to be coming out right about now. As I say that, two of them have now just exited the pit lane. Davis and Flea. I don't think Big Hairy Jock is going to be coming out again. So now we're seeing Flea on an outlap. Not sure if that's going to be a little bit tight for the Mercedes driver, as we're just watching the Alpha Tauri of Electric Empire, who has now backed out of his lap, so isn't going to be able to improve. As you see CDMJW coming around the final corner for the final time, hasn't been able to set a lap in qualifying yet, and it doesn't look like, oh, he is going to set another lap now. He's gone for another attempt. His Golden Soldier is in the pit, so he's not going to be able to improve for the rest of qualifying. I think Davis as well is on an outlap also. So we'll just have to wait and see who is the first driver. We've got Yo-Yo round at turn number 7 as the Alfa Romeo goes through there. A CDMJW. Just trying to work out, guys, who's going to be the first driver to cross the line. I think it will be Majestic Jacob, who is up on his time, but fractionally up as Prior Thib extends his advantage at the top. Tommy as well has got himself on the front row, only a tenth behind Prior Thib as Majestic Jacob goes through sector 2. Let's see what time he is going to set. I think Davis is behind him. He's still in 5th place. It's not Davis, it's Aliki, who is made a mistake on his lap and is coming into the pits. So the next man is Davis. he is up on his time. He's up by a tenth, so he will move up slightly if he keeps this up into the final couple of corners. Watching the new man come to the line for the final time in qualifying. Is he going to beat his time? He does. He goes into fifth. He splits the Ferraris and he's on the third row of the grid. We've got the Mercedes of Flea. What is the Scotsman going to produce at the end of qualifying? Goes into 10th place with a 129.9. Struggled a bit there, Lee. I don't think anyone else could hear that, but Lee just said he couldn't keep it consistent and he messed up a few corners. Who didn't mess up, however, is Prior Thib in the other Williams, reserving tonight. And he's taken the pole for the race here at Bahrain, the 28 laps, I think, of Bahrain. 29 laps of Bahrain. So we're just waiting for Prior Thib, and then we're going to get underway. CDMJW wasn't able to set a lap, so we'll just go through the final classifications. Prior Thib takes pole position. On the front row with him is Tommy. In third place is Electric Envy. Fourth is Golden Soldier with Davis. In fifth place, Majestic Jacob is in sixth place. The two Mexicans are seventh and eighth. Alec Ian, like, oh my god, hi. Yo-Yo is ninth. Flea is rounding out the top 10. 11th is Phoenix. Niogri is 12th. 13th is Big Hairy Jock, and CDMJW is 14th. So I have got Lee in my ear for the race, as you can't actually hear him. Lee, what's the strategy for the race? Have you got any ideas yet? As in, as in the actual strategy. No, mediums, hards. Okay, I just wanted a bit of insight. It's just, sorry, it sounds like I'm having a one-way conversation. So I think Lee might be able to tell us what sort of strategies it might be. I'm guessing, my guess is, I'll give it away to everyone who's listening, who is racing. Lee will start on the hards. That probably will happen. So, as I said, medium's usually the optimal choice for the start of the race, but we'll have to wait and see. We usually just see mediums and hards at the start. We usually might have a gamble of one or two soft runners. Apparently I called it right, ladies and gents. I called it right, yes. So Electric Envy wanted to get on with it. He wanted to be in the lead of the formation lap for some reason, and got away really rather early. So we have got a bit of a mix. Two soft runners. As I said, we should get one or two, so I pretty much called this bang on. We've got three on the hard. We've got the Lee. The soft runners are 8th and 12th. Alpine. There was an Alpine around, apparently. Sorry, you've got 9 drivers on the medium tyres at the start. Lee, was it a one-stop or a two-stop? What? A hard, medium, a hard, soft, so vice versa. His Electric Envy left this session. Now he's been able to get back in. Hopefully he's not going to cause any issues. And so I think we will as well. Guys, have a a slight delay on the lights, as I am hosting. It was an issue in the F1 2021 game. Looks like it decided to carry over into this one now, along with a load of new added bugs. So fantastic. So we're just going to wait for these 14 drivers to line up on the grid. Got some drivers really far at the back. I think they both must have spun out. Oh, Electric Envy said his PS Plus ended, Lee. How funny. But he's bought it quickly apparently, and he's back. So that's good. We're going to wait to see these drivers form up on the grid. How did you do, Lee? Looked pretty good to me. But actually, we'll ask you a little later on. So we've got 5 red lights here in Bahrain, and I think we may have a slight delay. And we do, and we're away for Bahrain in Tuesday's Limitless 2, and Prior Thib looks like he's got a pretty decent start, but not as good as Tommy, who has taken the lead as we go into turn 1. They're going to go side by side into turn 1. There's a Williams that's been spun around. There's a bit of contact between a few drivers. Lee has gone up into 5th place, 5 places gained at the start, as well as Niogri, and CDMJW has also gained a huge amount of places, as Ali Key has got himself stuck in the gravel track. Electric Envy is out of the session, and Ali Key looks like he's out also. We're going to be down to 12 on that one. That is a big, big shame. Of course, Electric Envy was out due to his connection issue, I believe. But anyway, we'll get back to the action in hand. So we've got Tommy leading at the end of the first lap. The gap is very close between all the way down to 9th. Actually, they're all within that DRS range, even though we haven't got it enabled for another lap, as Davis is into the pits. New front wing for the Williams. Just waiting to see what happens between the top 3. It looks like they may start to pull away from the drivers behind us. We're going to have DRS enabled in a few moments' time. The CDMJW has had a terrific start, as well as Niogri, as well as Flea, who had a really excellent first few corners. It seemed like he stayed out of trouble. Let's hope he can carry it on for the foreseeable future. DRS will now be enabled, and the first time we're going to have it is down towards turn 4, and I can imagine Prior Thib isn't going to try to go for an overtake just yet. He would be wise not to, as he will have now the DRS up to turn 4, but he did compromise his exit through turns 1 and 2, and you can see that now with Tommy being able to just get that little bit further ahead. It looks like we've got a drive around. It's Niogri round at turn 3. And now we've got Prior Thib. This also got himself stuck. Yeah, he was just reversing onto the track there a little bit. I think he was trying to get out of the gravel trap without getting himself stuck. He has got himself back on the track, and he's down in 7th place with CDMJW right behind him. The two Ferraris are again looking strong in this race, 2nd and 3rd. For Tommy, who didn't race in the first week. He started these first 3 laps rather strongly. Looks like Lee has got, like, oh my god, high for company now. We'll have the DRS. The light flashing on the back of that Mercedes already, and as well as, like, oh my god, high, he hasn't got very much battery to play with either. As we're watching the top 2, the Golden Soldier is as Big Hairy Jock has spun round there. He's going to have to try and make his way through the gravel. You have to be quite precarious here in Bahrain for the gravel traps. You can get yourself beached here, as you saw with Alaki on the first lap at turn 3. The top 2 are very close together now, as we've got another yellow flag. That's Big Hairy Jock again. So we're just watching the top 2 start lap 5, and the DRS is enabled for Golden Soldier, as well as, like, oh my god, high, he's going to have to go around the outside. He has got the soft tyres to his advantage, so Lee tries to defend, does go a bit deep though, makes contact with the Red Bull, and he's now got Prior Thib for company also, as we watch the top 2 scrap through turn 4. And Tommy is able to hold on to the lead as it stands, as we have Big Hairy Jock retired from the race. So it looks like we've had a bit of an issue there with Prior Thib and Flea, as we're watching TDMJW and Phoenix go side by side. As they go side by side through turn 11, looks like Phoenix has got himself the better exit, as they're still going side by side. CDMJW actually has spun around. And drivers have got to be a bit more careful with the yellow flags as we go back to the front. 3 tenths, 2 tenths separate the top 2. Golden Soldier is going to try it the long way round. Harder job to get the move done, but more rewarding when it is done, and it has been completed, and he's got the DRS for good measure as well, as we see, like, oh my god, high and Flea fighting through turn 2 and towards turn 3. DRS isn't able for Flea, but like, oh my god, high has got a slippery car down the straights, and has been able to max out the top speed, and of course does have those softs, which will probably still be at a slight advantage. He's now got Phoenix behind him. Big lunge from the Aston Martin. Up the inside. He goes now. They go side by side. As Flea still stays ahead, and fair play to him. He's probably going to be quite distracted by what I'm saying. So apologies for that, as we see the top three getting closer together now. Top two have been close for quite a while, but Tommy has got another Ferrari behind him, and Golden Soldier has now got his rear gunner for company as we come around turn 13. So I'm losing my voice. This isn't good. As we come down to the final two corners on the 6th lap. As we see Tommy now try and go, or is going to the inside, shall I say. Going to try and brake later though. Then Golden Soldier does go a bit wide. He is left a car's width on the outside, but just Jacob is just watching this battle unfold. Ahead of him is Tommy, goes super defensive to the inside. Golden Soldier tries to go around the outside once again, but is still there, just enough room, and he now tries to lunge around the outside, as it looks like Fleece having a bit of an issue, so I can hear it in my ear, but we're still seeing the top two go around turn 8, and now Tommy takes back the lead in Bahrain. It's like, oh my god, hi. And Flea and Phoenix are all fighting for this 5th place. Oh, Lee's got no wing. Not sure what happened there. He might tell me in my ear. Always Phoenix has just done a 360-degree spin there, and he's got Nyogri not too far behind him. And of course, this front three is Majestic Jacob. He's almost pushing that Ferrari out of turn 13. Looks like there might be a bit of shake and bake going on between the Ferrari drivers. If anyone doesn't know that reference, go and watch Talladega Nights. As we're watching Golden Soldier getting out of the slipstream, and he's going to try once again to go around the outside, as his teammate doesn't give him a helping hand, gives him a bit of a nudge, and actually they've given Tommy a bit of a nudge, and he's now round the Ferrari's lead, but Majestic Jacob might be going to the steward's room for that one after the race, as he is, look, I think it was Majestic Jacob who has caused an incident with, like, oh my god, hi, is Fleet now is exiting the pit lane with Nyogri not too far behind him, and Prior Thib is now back in contention for the lead of the race after that mishap. Tommy's got a lot of work to do, as we've got a yellow flag there. CDM JW rounding into the wall. Oh, it's Golden Soldier now. Is spun as well. And I think, is that a safety car, Lee? It's a virtual safety car. So what the top two going to do here? I don't think either of them are going to pit. No, they decide to stay out as it's ended already. That was very quickly. As we get going once again, like, oh my god, Hi is into the pit lane, gets himself a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So just Golden Soldier. Drivers behind are certainly within a chance of gaining a few positions, as CDMJW is now having to come into the pits as well. As we're just about a third distance through the race. The top two are within 1 second of each other. Golden Soldier is very, very close as CDMJW retires from the race, already down to 10, as Flea decides to, those rear tyres weren't warmed up enough at turn 1. Decides to put a little bit more energy into the tyre. As Prior Thib now is 3/10 behind Majestic Jacob. Does take the fastest lap. Looks like the Ferrari, though, is quite quick in a straight line, but it does mean Prior Thib is going to be able to brake a little bit later than Majestic Jacob. He doesn't try the lunge at turn 1. He's going to hold off for the time being. Tommy looks like he is starting to eke out a little bit more performance and is closing the gap. It looks like Majestic Jacob will probably get reported for that after the race. We'll have to wait and see. He certainly looks like something that potentially should be reported. It's like, oh my god, high. Goes defensive, moves back to the racing line, very close to moving under braking there. And he goes defensive again. I think Davis is going to be quite easy to go around the outside here, potentially, as he does get past now. Moves up into 6th place. Oh, Nyogri is round at turn 4. As we're watching the top 2 as close as ever. About to come down the start-finish straight. David Boy surely he's going to get this done very, very easily. As Majestic Jacob is squeezing him towards the pit wall, as he will get DRS up towards turn 4. So it looks like Prior Thib has got himself a really good exit off of turn 2 and 3. He's able to potentially maintain the lead for at least the rest of this lap, as the prime overtaking spots as turns 1 and turn 4. Watching Golden Soldier gaining on that Red Bull of like, oh my god, high, lunges to the inside, and he's going to try and hold on. He has got a car up his inside, however, so he does give him enough space, but he is able to get past, and he's now on the hunt for Davis ahead. But there is a 21-second gap ahead of Davis to Phoenix ahead. Now basically a pit stop ahead of everyone else, and Lee is struggling to catch up to the drivers ahead. I'm assuming for his strategy he's going to do a double soft now, is my guess. But we'll have to wait and see on that, see if he tells me any different in my ear, as we see Majestic Jacob right at the cliff of that 1 second gap. He did get the DRS, that's probably going to help him now stay within that range, especially up towards turn 4. We go down into turn 1. You see Yo-Yo and Phoenix now pit. This is going to be interesting with Davis and where they will come out in comparison to Golden Soldier. Like, oh my god, hi, Davis and Flea at the back of that group of cars. As we see the Alpha Tauri coming to the pit exit now. It is going to be close between Davis and Phoenix. I believe there's Phoenix. There's Golden Soldier. And Phoenix is just slotted between, like, oh my god, high, has just gone past Golden Soldier. And Flea has moved up into 8th place. That was marginally close between those two drivers. gap is now increasing, and Davis is very close to the back of Yo-Yo. As Priathir gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's not what he wanted in this fight for the victory, as Tommy obviously goes through. And I think Priathir will come out in third place. As we see a three-way fight here for that 6th place. As we're right on board with Lee. Brakes way too late. We've got a yellow flag. Yo-Yo is off, so that's another position gained for these 3 drivers. It now turns into the battle for 5th, or 4th, should I say. Davis is now into the pits. And Phoenix, oh, he tries to send one, but he locked up and went into the side of, like, oh my god, high. And now Lee may have got the best run of the 3 of them. He may try and keep himself out of trouble, however, is like, oh my god, high does squeeze the Aston Martin driver. As we're watching Davis and Niogri go side by side. Niogri stays in 9th place. As the top 2 now pit together. We'll see where they come out in relation to Priathir. I think he will take the lead of this race. I think it will be close, but he is going to take the lead. There's Majestic Jacob just coming out of the pits now, just behind Priathir, as Tommy is just exiting the pits. Also going back to this fight for 4th place with Phoenix getting past, makes contact. Oh, is now Lee. Looks like he's going to try and go around the outside of Phoenix. He has been watching that battle unfold. It's going to be 3 wide into turn 4. As Lee's going to try and go around the outside. No, he's held on though. Everyone's been able to stay with it. No! Phoenix moved over on Lee there. Oh no. It was... it just went horribly wrong. 2 drivers didn't think we were going to come together there, and they actually did. So I think some drivers still need to sort of work on their drives. I think a lot of drivers still making big mistakes. So we're about half distance in this race. We have lost 4 drivers, 2 of them disqualified. Electric Envy disqualified after his PlayStation online membership had expired. He had to go and buy another one. He wasn't able to rejoin in time. Ali, he got stuck in the gravel and he got disqualified for that. Of course, you're not allowed to reset, so that is your race over. Big Hairy Jock DNF'd in the pit lane, as well as CDM JW, so we're left with the final 10. Priathir has been commanding at the moment as Lee's into the pits again. What was the 5-second penalty for, Lee? So he got a speeding in the pit lane that he did have to serve, but I'm guessing that incident a minute ago will probably go to the stewards after the race. Am I right? I'll wait to see if Lee responds to that question. He said maybe. So keeping his cars close to his chest. The gaps have now increased somewhat into the second half of this race. As Bahrain takes the fastest lap of the race. So, not too many penalties to speak of as of yet. Got a couple of 5 seconds. I think they were speeding in the pit lane 3 5 seconds actually, and a 3 second for Lee, which I think he might try and appeal as long as he doesn't get any more warnings. Oh, really? Right. So he has apparently now just got another warning, so he will not be appealing that decision because he would have got a penalty anyway. So it certainly has all quietened down. It was very, very exciting for a good few laps, and the field is now spread just a little bit. Looks like Phoenix is trying to catch up to the back of Davis. Little dig though, top 6 are all PlayStation. I like that. 1.6 is the gap, 1.5 is the gap. Yeah, Lee just said in my ear he's letting the team down. Not sure. Whoever's watching this right now, can anyone actually hear Lee or not? Just out of curiosity. Have you checked? It definitely cannot. Right. So, we're on lap 17 of 29. Just watching Phoenix try and close the gap to Yo-Yo ahead of him. Battle for the lead, but it's not looking like it's going to happen. This is the closest of drivers on track. Is 3 second time penalty for like, oh my god, hi. Well, obviously it isn't going to happen. I really don't think it will. Sorry, I'm having a two-way conversation. I was just for a minute, I'll just zone out for everyone. Yeah, Lee, not going to happen. The closest gap is 2 seconds at the moment. Unless someone bins it, which could be likely. But anyway, there you go, a little insight, ladies and gents. And not really, if I'm honest, not too much to talk about at the moment. We've got 2 gaps reasonably close. We've got Lee getting himself another time penalty. So, just not your day today, Lee, is it really? Yeah, great start. Yeah. So, we've got to hope whoever's watching give me 1 second, ladies and gents. Sorry guys, just had to deal with something a second. Phoenix though is just closing in on that gap to Yo-Yo. But he did just fall back a little bit as Yo-Yo is got that Ferrari of Golden Soldier in his sights. Concentrate on the driving though. We really are hoping for these three. Of course, for Golden Soldier, this isn't a problem at the moment. Sorry, Golden Soldier. For Yo-Yo, this isn't a problem with Golden Soldier having that 5-second time penalty at the moment, as we've got a yellow flag. And it's not going to be a safety car because he's got himself going again. But you never know. The only thing obviously you got to think about, Lee, is how many people, or just everyone, how many people is going to be a bit low on fuel at the end. Because some people, including Lee, as I've just heard in my ear, has underfueled, so a bit of lift and coast is required. Really, really sorry, ladies and gents. It's one time of the day that I've had a load of phone calls. Sod's law. Anyway, Phoenix has now closed that gap up. Golden Soldier, though, is just starting to get away. Lee has moved up a place. As we saw Niogri pitting. As we're watching Phoenix still, and have done for a while, is Prior Thib is getting further and further away from Majestic Jacob. We're now getting into the latter stages of the race. Yo-Yo is closing that gap, and we finally got someone within DRS range of one another. You can hear the excitement on my voice now, is hopefully Phoenix will get involved with this as well. Pretty sure this is going to be a one-stop race for a lot of these drivers. You can help it, as we've got a yellow flag in sector 2. Melkery's hit the wall again. I'm really struggling with consistency at the moment. Yo-Yo is just going past Golden Soldier. Moves up into 5th place. Only 4 seconds adrift from like, oh my god, high, which unfortunately Golden Soldier hasn't been able to close that gap up for whatever reason that is. The gap extends to over 10 seconds at the top. And we've got these 3. 5th, 6th and 7th. Golden Soldier, for whatever reason, is just really struggling now in the latter stages of this race. Oh! Okay, that makes more sense. I'll try and invite him back. Because I can invite people again now. Just bear me a second, guys. So we will see Phoenix now overtake Yo-Yo, overtake Golden Soldier, sorry, as he lunges to the inside. They make a bit of contact. Front wing damage actually now for the AI car Golden Soldier, with Phoenix struggling with locking up at turn 1. Got a yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. Nyogri again causing this yellow flag. He might as well just go to the end now. He is going to get himself a point today for whatever it's worth as he spins for another time. As like, oh my god, High gets himself another time penalty, so he's probably going to drop down the order maybe quite a bit, actually. As we see Golden Soldier in the pit box, serving a 5-second time penalty. As the fanboy of like, oh my god, High is not happy with that other time penalty. As I don't know if as Greg Fraser says, Flea, why are you 9th, Gimp? He has got Golden Soldier up ahead of him. Greg, he could maybe take 8th place. Maybe. That's 4 points. I mean, 25 is the max. 26, sorry. I'm assuming he's still in there. He's rejoined Lee. Got to get past him quickly, but obviously you've got 6 seconds of time penalty, my friend. I doubt it's going to make a difference. Let me know when he's back into the session. Is he in his car? Oh no. Got a yellow flag. That was Nyogri again. Oh, well, you had your chance, like. So 12 seconds is the gap out in front. Prime Theory has just been a class of his own. Got 4 laps to go. So unfortunately, this has been one of the dull races. I do find in league races though that there's not as many dull races as in real life. Usually, I found it with us. Anyway, it's just been one of those. Unfortunately, we didn't have drivers turn up. Reserves didn't turn up when they said they were available, and a couple of drivers just for some reason couldn't get into the lobby. I've got 2 drivers quite close, but unfortunately one of them is a back marker, is Golden Soldier, snatches the fastest lap. That'll be an extra point for him. As Prior Thib is going on to the 3rd to final lap of this race. So unfortunately for Lee, he's not had the best of starts compared to when we had the original start of season 4. We were on a hell of a roll here, Lee. Had a really good. Where did you? Was it 4th? I had high hopes for Lee. I had high hopes for Lee here, but yeah. Oh well. Let's fight another day. So, we've just got a few laps to go. Whoever's been sitting watching with us, I think the friend of Like Oh My God Hi has been. Thank you very much. It's not been the most entertaining. I'll be the first to admit that one. Might have a little bit of entertainment at the end though, with Davis closing the gap to Phoenix. Not sure if it's enough. He gets a ring along though. He may actually. It might. It could be close to. Like Oh My God High, dropping all the way down to 7. Potentially. So we've got a back marker between Phoenix and Davis, and obviously Nogri is going to have to get out of the way. And the gap is slowly closing as we go on to the penultimate lap in this race, and 14 seconds is the gap, Lee, between first and second. As we're about to go within 1 second between Phoenix and Davis, the new driver, no, I spoke too soon, it's just gone to 1.1. Just start to close the gap, and it just out a little bit more. I think it's going to be just out of DRS once again. Within 1 second now, but as you can see, the DRS did not open that rear wing flap. Half a second between Davis and Phoenix. And of course, how are you doing for fuel, Lee? drivers, I definitely think are going to be in the red on their fuel. She's got a yellow flag. Nyogri again. How many times he's spun now? So we're on the penultimate lap with the leaders. It's going to be the final lap soon. 2/10. Davis does brake a slightly too late. He's killed his momentum in the final corner. He is going to be able to close the gap though this time with that DRS open. And this is going to be his final chance now. This will be his final attempt into turn one anyway. And that was not what he needed. You're watching Prior Thib coming down towards the final two corners for the final time today with almost a whole pit stop in hand. He's going to win the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's 2 reserves, 2 weeks in a row. Can the full-time drivers next week respond to this? As we're watching Davis and Phoenix, we're going to see Majestic Jacob come across the line in second place just about now. But we'll go back to Davis and Phoenix because we've been waiting for a battle for a good number of laps. As Davis goes up the inside at turn 11, tries to get on the power as early as he possibly can. He actually gives himself another penalty. Big lift through turn 12 as they go through turn 13. Phoenix looks like he's struggling, and it's actually somewhat helped him in a sense with, like, oh my god, High coming across the line now, and he's got another 5-second penalty, unserved penalty. So now he drops to 5th. We're going to see a drag to the line between Davis and Phoenix. I think Phoenix is going to get it. He does. And it looks like oh my god, High was able to keep that 5th place in the end. So that's 10 points for him. Davis on his debut gets 6 points. And was close. A close battle at the end between Davis and Phoenix. We're waiting for Golden Soldier to cross the line. Nyogri already has as he was lapped. And the only driver to be lapped. As Fleet comes across the line for the final driver. Phoenix having front wing and underbody damage to be able to get 6th place. An impressive performance. Lee comes across the line in 9th place. So we'll just do the final rundown, and then I've got to get off as quickly as possible because this is running a little bit later than usual. So we only had 10 finishes in this race, and Prior Thib got the win today for the Williams team. Majestic Jacob came home in 2nd place. Another strong performance for the Ferraris. Tommy is in 3rd. Yo-Yo is 4th. Like, oh my god, High did finish in 5th, but even with all those penalties, Phoenix with that underfloor damage finished 6th. 7th was Davis for the debutant. The 2 Scotsmen finished 8th and 9th, and Nyogri finished 10th place. CDMJW, Big Hairy Jock, Aleki and Electric Envy all did not finish this Bahrain Grand Prix. Thank you very much for watching this TL2 stream. Next week we will be at China, and that will be a sprint race. Tomorrow we're at Brazil, like we were last week for Tuesday. So make sure to join us tomorrow night. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you tomorrow night in Brazil.